Don't mind me. This is closer to what the real studio setup is going to look like. Guys, good to be with you. Tony Katz. And, of course, everything brought to you by Americans for Prosperity. Do I have to show it to you? Do I have to show it to you? I'll show it to you. Boom. I'm showing it to you. AmericansForProsperity.org. So I am in the Woodlands. I'm in Texas right now. And this isn't my normal spot either, of course. This is Cigar Bar, which has 4 locations. I know them from Indianapolis, where we do a lot of work together. I record my Eat, Drink, Smoke Cigar Bourbon radio show there, and they have 4 locations. So they are here in Texas. They're in Indianapolis. That's home base. They're also in Pittsburgh and in Nashville. And they are celebrating their 5th anniversary. So I came down for the anniversary. I came down for the party, which is going to be massive. It's going to be a couple hundred people, whatever the occupancy is, and it's going to be great. But it's more than just, hey, look, we turned 5. It's surviving in this climate. It's surviving against people who aren't interested in your survival. They're interested in your destruction. We saw it at the State of the Union. Joe Biden pulling out the Barack Obama card of pay your fair share. And if you didn't notice, the camera went directly to Elizabeth Warren. Oh, she was so happy. She almost had a cigarette. See, she does everything wrong. This, by the way, is the blend Salamone there. They make their own with Davidoff, and it's just a absolutely wonderful, wonderful cigar. Why do we keep going back to the canard, or they go back to the canard to pay your fair share? What is it about pay your fair share that they believe gives them some kind of moral superiority? To put forth the idea, the concept, the theory of pay your fair share, you have to be able to answer the following question. What's fair? How does somebody else determine what is fair for you? That would mean that we live under the rule of man and not the rule of law. The rule of law is that we all have laws that we are dealing with. Rule of man says there is someone who dictates to us what the law is. And the difference between the rule of law and the rule of man is the difference between a citizen and a subject. And we are citizens. We are not subjects. And this is extremely important. But every time they bring up fair share, what they're saying is, well, let's debate that a little bit. Fair share also doesn't work because fair share is different for everyone. Every single one of us, if we were somehow to try and figure out how to determine fair share, would come up with a different number. There is no such thing. It's like the people who try and push the living wage. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as the living wage. And I can prove this by asking how many kids you have. You've got 2? I've got 7. What's a living wage? Now, I don't actually have 7 kids, but you get my point. I'm totally healthy. You take 4 medications a day. What's a living wage? I live in the Woodlands, Texas. You live in Omaha, Nebraska. What is a living wage? Of course they can't answer the question. They can never answer the question, but it doesn't matter. It sounds good. It's this joyful platitude that they put out there as if somehow it has meaning, and those who are emotional and not logical go, yes, their fair share, which translates to, yes, let's screw those no good, dirty bastards. It's hate. It's hate for business owners, and I don't like it. So when I had the chance to come down, I mean, it's a school night, kids, and celebrate. I did it. Brought the gear, and I'll do the show, and we'll do it from here. Let's celebrate small business and small business owners. Let's celebrate the people who fight through all of it. They fight through the government attacks. They fight through the government legislation. They fight through being shut down because of COVID. They fight it all, and they're still out there because it turns out, for as much as things do morph and do change, the very concept of the American dream actually still exists. The idea that we, as individuals, want to be able to go after our passions the way we see fit without the concept of acceptance. We believe we can. And small business owners are the ones who prove that every single day. Every single day they are out there and they are proving it by staying open, by still trying to hire, by trying to provide the good service, by putting their widgets out into the world. They're still doing it. And so why shouldn't we celebrate them? And of course, have a cigar or two. Now this is a Solomon's. I think this is an 8-inch stick, right? So kind of hard to have two of those, but I'll try. I'll try very hard. Yeah, so this one is just wrapped a little tight. I might need to cut. This is the cap end here, right? Comes to a point on this one. So I need to cut that, open that up a little bit more than you like here at the foot end. The hatred of small business is something we should be opposed to, and we should say so, and we should fight against that hatred. We should fight against that bigotry. We should fight against this idea that somehow the business owner exists to provide tax dollars to Senator Elizabeth Warren so she can engage some program that goes about hating the people who just paid for the program. Celebrate small businesses. Celebrate the mom and pop. Celebrate the people who keep creating. They matter. They're important. They're the everything. We should love them. So I came down to Blend to show some love and have a cigar and a bourbon. Maybe two. I'm going to be doing interviews from here and everything else. It's a quick one today, but honestly, sometimes you don't need to say anything more. Guys, I appreciate you right there. And my thanks to, I have to lean here to do this, Americans for Prosperity, AmericansForProsperity.org, economic liberty and free speech. I dig what they do. I dig what they do, and I dig that they let me do what I do. Guys, I gotta run. There's a party to be had. Right? And if you're in the Woodlands, stop by and say hello. Catch you next time, guys. Be good.